Well, hello there. I just can't do it. Every time I do my vlogs, I can't do, hi guys, it's Ann here. No, is that how I say it? Hi guys, Ann here. And today, we have another walk and talk. This is walk and talk number 7. 7 is my lucky number. I love the number 7. Give you an example. If I ever have to set my alarm, okay, say I have to get up at 7. I will either set the alarm for 6:57 or 7:07. It has to end on a 7. And I don't know. Just growing up, I used to like the number 3. Isn't that weird? Then I have 3 kids. Now, I started liking the number 7. Let me tell you how weird this is, okay? My first son was born November 7th, a 7. My last, 2 biological kids, Lexi and Isaiah, they were born in July, which is the 7th month. I can't make this up. My 2 other cousins who are boys, their first child was born on the 7th day. So all of like the cousins, like it's really weird, you know? And I'm sure like I have a friend who's like numbers 13, another friend that's number 7. But isn't that weird? Like, I don't know, it's just weird. I used to like the number 3. I have 3 kids, like biological. I have 5 altogether with my step kids. But so I had to put my water down. I'm at the graffiti wall, and I'm so happy that a lot of you guys liked the park that I was at yesterday. So I go to cardiac rehab every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I go there in the morning. I think at, I want to say 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock every morning. And so when I get done, it's like going to be an hour session. I'm going to go there to that lake or park, whatever it's called, and walk, or whatever I'm going to do. And I have something funny to tell you. After I got done filming, I told my husband, I said, oh my God, there's a golf course over there. He's like, Ann, that's not a golf course. I'm like, what is it? He's like, that's a disc course, like golf course, like a course. I'm like, what is that? He was like, Frisbees. I never heard of it. Remember I said that guy, I was like, is that a mailman? And I was like, look at his bag. Yeah, because he had a bag full of Frisbees. And then in the comments, you guys were telling me, it's Frisbees, like that you guys like it or your man likes it or something like that. I didn't know. Every time I wear like red lipstick, I have to keep looking at my teeth like, do I have lipstick on my teeth? So that is that. I feel a lot better today. The depression is starting to go away, thank God. I still have it, but I'm not as sad when I wake up, so that's good. But it made me think about what I wanted to talk about in today's video, okay? So yesterday, of course, my husband was with me, and then at the end, if you watched all the way to the end, you got to see my husband's face, he said hi, all that stuff, right? And, a lot of comments were like, oh, you have such a supportive husband, you're so lucky, whatever the case may be. So it made me think, just about YouTube in general. And a lot of times online, especially Instagram, people try to act like they have the most perfect life, like nothing's wrong. They have the most beautifulest kids. They have the nicest house. They have a lot of money. They got the nicest car. Like on Instagram, I'm talking about, like they're taking pictures. They own Birkins and all these cars. And it's just not reality. You cannot compare yourself to somebody that it's just not. A lot of times these cars are like rent-a-cars, or they're in a car club where they get different cars every month, or they're borrowing somebody's stuff, or they're using Photoshop. I don't know how to use Photoshop. I wish I did. Because I would definitely take out this double chin. But do you know what I'm saying? So it made me think, and I want to talk a little bit about my marriage and the ups and downs, and I like to be real, so that's what I want to do. So I've known my husband, just in case you're new and you don't know, I've known my husband since high school. We were never together then, and he was just not my type. When I looked at him, he's just not the type of guy who'd be like, ooh, And he was like he was a prude. When he would walk in school, he was one of the ones, he was never late. He was in sports, football player, track, wrestling, and all the girls would be like, hi, and say his name, and he just look down and go to class, He's one of those, like, He's never did a drug in his life, smoked weed. He's never took a pain pill. The most he's ever took is ibuprofen. Does he drink here and there? Yeah. Has he ever had like a little buzz? But he's never been like what we call white girl drunk. Never, you know? So like I said, and I was late for class. I was one of those ones, if the trash can was here, I'm like this in the hallway while the late bell rings and I'm just talking away. You know, I was one of those, right? You said something smart, I never argued. We just fought, you know, 10-day suspension here, 10-day suspension there. So, you understand? And it's weird because, you know, we were young. I'm talking about like late teens, early 20s, we both worked at Walmart. And I would say hi to him, you know. Then as I got older, I was in my 20s, like mid 20s to late 20s, I worked somewhere else. It was called Sony Music. Now that's closed. He worked there, but never, you know, he was in a relationship, his kid's mom, you know, I was in relationships or whatever the case may be. But we never really just spoke. We just said hi because we knew each other from like high school, right? And then I was 36 and I was still living in the projects, raising my kids. If you don't know, I have 3 kids by 3 different men. You guys know my story. And let me see if I can hold it like this so you can see more of me. And one of my good friends, okay, when I met her, her husband had already passed away and he was like 13 years older than her. And she was in her early 50s at the time, you know. But anyway, she would always talk about, because she had kids, she had 5 kids, and she would always talk, and they were adults, but she would always talk about she had 2 stepkids. I never asked her who or anything. So one day, every Friday, me and my kids would go out to eat, right? And so I have 3 biologicals. So one of them, say it was Tyler's, my oldest, he would pick a week. The next week with Lexi, and then Isaiah. I think Isaiah was like 5 or 6. Like my kids were young. Tyler was like 16, right? He's going to be 27 this year. So this was a while ago. And I go and I had a flat tire. So I knew my friend, her brother was there. So, oh my God, those motorcycles. I might have to walk like uptown and just walk and stuff. Anyway, then I see my husband now at the time. I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, that's my stepmom. I'm like, what? Never knew. Okay. And so he changed my tire, and it was the day before Valentine's Day. Now, he was single, and I was single. He's like, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? I'm like, oh, nothing. And I remember him calling and calling. I ignored him for a few days. And then we finally went out. I think we went out to movies and went out to eat. And then, you know, he would come over, and I would say, well, you have to be over. He would come over, like, after my kids went to bed, and then he'd have to leave before they left. Before they woke up. And I thought I was being sneaky, and my friend lived right across the street, and I didn't tell anybody. But the whole time, she would see him coming and going. Anyway, so that's how I knew him. So, like, he knew me, like, the good, the bad, the ugly, the the alcoholic, the one that did drugs. Like, he knew everything. The fighter, getting arrested. He knew me. And at that time, when you're in your late 30s, and he's a year and a half older than me. Actually, him and my brother were in the same grade. They graduated together. You know, my life had already changed. I wasn't drinking, drugging. I wasn't getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing anything. I had a 6, 11, and a 16-year-old. So, you know, we got together slowly but surely. And we were only together for like 9 months, I think, before we got married. So we started talking in February, and we got married in December. 12/12/12. So it was quick, okay? And you know, I think our main problem in the beginning of the marriage was having a blended family, okay? So, of course, he lived with me, so my kids were there, okay? His 2 kids lived with their mother, but, you know, they came over. He was a big part of his kids' life. He's a great father. And my husband grew up in the church, and he still is goes to church and watches church and everything like that. And he believes, like, God comes first, then the man, then the woman, then the children. And, you know, like the man is the head of household. Well, I've been the head of household since I was in my early 20s when I first moved out. And so, you know, what I said went. Whatever I told my kids, that's what it was. And that's hard. That's hard to let somebody come in and try to tell you how to raise your kids, try to be in control. You know, for instance, I've said this story before. Let's say this has not happened, but let's say Isaiah, he was 6 at the time, came to me and said, Mom, can I have an apple? Say it's about 9 o'clock at night. And I would say, yeah, go ahead. And say, if he would say, no, it's bedtime, you should have got a snack earlier. Me and him would argue, like, don't you overdo what I say. And I still believe that. But, so it made it hard. And so, it's just hard, you know. I would wake up and ask my kids, like, are you guys hungry? Before I would ask him, and he would get his feelings hurt. But they were my kids, and that's just what I was used to. And, you know what I'm saying? So, it wasn't always a great marriage. But we learned to, you know, make it work. But we had our issues. So, it wasn't perfect, okay? A few years went by and he lost his mother. First of all, I had the best mother-in-law. I loved my mother-in-law, okay? Loved her. Oh my God, I loved her. I don't know how many times she cussed me out. But like, I mean, when I say cussed me out, cussed me out. But that's because she cared. Do you know what I mean? And, but she would do anything for you. She believes like me. If you're mad at somebody, like, let's say I get mad at Lisa. You guys know Lisa. And let's say I'm like, that bitch, blah, blah, blah. I could say what I want, but nobody else is going to say anything about her. Well, that's how my mother-in-law was. She could say what she wanted, but she has my back. Nobody's going to say anything. Does that make sense? You know, he was grieving. And I didn't lose my mother or grandmother, so I didn't know. I never lost anybody that close to me. And then when I lost my mom and grandmom in, well, the fire, and then my mom and grandmom, and then you guys know, I'm still grieving, but it was pretty bad. And I shut all my friends away. I didn't want to talk. I took it out on him. You always take things out on the closest people. I mean, I was so mean. If we got into an argument, I was like, well, you fat motherfucker. Not black, fat. You fat motherfucker. Like, I'm going to keep it real. I was with my mouth because I wanted to hurt with words. You know, in time, then, you know, we were separated and stuff like that. Well, then we start going to marriage counseling. We were going every Friday. And, you know, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about me. We learned about our marriage. And I want to give you 2 pieces of advice. 2 things I learned from going to counseling, okay? One is, because I had a mouth, and at that time I didn't know when to shut the hell up. And words hurt, and you can't take them back. So I said what I said, and then maybe an hour later, I was over it. But he was still holding a grudge, and then I would get mad because he's holding a grudge, right? And what I learned was, if you're arguing, this is how we made our marriage work. If you're arguing and you're mad, she told me, she says, you know, drink some water and hold it in your mouth. And I'm like, what the hell is this bee talking about? What you know, I couldn't understand. And I'm like, you know, put something in your mouth. I mean, get your mind out of the gutter. But you know what I mean, right? She goes, no, I'm serious, Ann. If you have water in your mouth, she goes, you can't talk. If you know you can't control your mouth, take a cup of water, or gulp of water, I mean, a cup of water, can you imagine? And just hold it. And then you can't talk. And then I also learned, and one of my friends had told me this too, would you rather be right or you be happy? Now, years ago, I would have said, I want to be right, damn it. But I learned sometimes it's better to shut your mouth and be happy. And I also used to be the type of person, I would just hold it in and hold it in and hold it in. Well, that's not good too. Because then you're mad at the person, you have attitudes with the person, and they don't know. And then that causes arguments because they're like, what the hell's the attitude for? And then it creates a big thing. So I learned as soon as something's bothering me, I tell. And we talk. And that's that. So the reason why I'm telling you all this is because I want to let you know, like, just because you see and you know, doesn't mean it was always perfect, right? Nothing is perfect online. Just remember that. My husband is very good to me. He's never ever called me out of my name. He's never put his hands on me. Anything like that. I hear the birds. It's so pretty. And we will start walking, but I know there's people around. It's on a Saturday, and because I'm getting personal, I want it to be like in private, you know? And anything about my health, oh, he's right there. He is right there, and he cares. But he's not perfect, and I'm not perfect, right? And you just have to work on yourself. So That's all. I just wanted to say that. Like, it wasn't always perfect. So just please remember that, you know? And a lot of times we show what we want to show. We know how to edit. Most people know how to edit, right? Because let's say we were together and we get into an argument. Well, I'm not going to put that on. I'm going to edit that out, right? Just, that's all I'm saying. Just remember it. So never feel bad if you're alone and don't have anybody. Because listen, sometimes you're better by yourself. And if even it comes to sex, there's things you can buy now to please yourself. Because let's be real, in my time, in my 20s and stuff, right, there wasn't online like that. You had to go to these adult stores and buy stuff. Now you can like buy anything you want online. You can buy sex toy subscription boxes and all that stuff. You really don't need a man or a woman or whatever. And sometimes you're better by yourself. So just remember that, you know. Sure, is it better to have somebody? Yes. But it's also good to be by yourself too. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just wanted to share that. And you know what else I want to talk about? Where did I put my water? I'm always losing my water. You know why? I'm going to show you. Because it's white like this, and always it goes with this. So my eyesight isn't great, so I'm always like, where is it? One thing I love about my husband is his moral. I love the fact that he's in church. Oh, there's a little doggy. My attention span is always... Can you tell now how my attention span is? One thing I love about my husband is he's into... Oh my God, there's a little red bird. Let me turn around and see if I can get... Before he flies away. You got to be kidding me. As soon as I turned it around, the damn bird flew away. He's into church, and I love church. We watch church. If we don't go to church, we watch it every Sunday. We don't fail. There's times we watch it on Wednesdays, like Bible study, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, when I'm going through things and talk to him, we pray together, and then we tell stories with the Bible and talk about the Bible and that type of stuff. And morals. He has a lot of my morals that I really like about him. He is the type of person, if you tell him something, he'll never repeat it. Regardless if you stop being friends, he doesn't see you anymore, whatever the case may be, he will never repeat it. And I'm the same way. And, you know, he handles things very maturely. And he has taught me, because before, if somebody was clapping at me, you know, I want to clap back. And I learned, shut up. Sometimes it's better to be quiet, you know, if you know, somebody gets mad at you and they want to start telling your business or whatever the case may be, text messages. And I am not talking about anything specific. I'm just talking. So don't take anything, don't think too much than what it is. Well, I used to be like, oh, well, this person said I said this, and well, look, she said this. And sometimes I learned that it's better to keep your mouth shut. And you don't have to clap back, because when somebody wants to bring your character down, they're really bringing their own character down, right? You know, because you have morals, right? And, you know, if you think that somebody's your friend and you're venting to them as a friend, then that's how it should stay. And I feel the same way, and he's the same way. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, like, I can tell him anything, and I know it'll never get out. I know if we get divorced, he'll never share my secrets. And that's hard to find. Because a lot of times people get mad and they want to just say, well, do you know she said this about you? She said this. But you didn't think I was a bad person when I was telling you this stuff. You kept listening. But then I'm this way because we're not talking? Or he's also the type of man, if he hears something, he's going to ask you. He's not going to believe it. Or even if because somebody can show you something, but sometimes there's context, sometimes there's more to it, you don't know. And I like that. And he's done that to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to explain it. He's a good man that way, you know, and he taught me too, like, but before you clap back, you go to the person and you say, look, what the heck's going on? Or let's all get together. Let's talk it all out. Find out what's going on. And I've always done that. And, you know, he always, and my grandmother said, and you know what my grandmother taught me, she always said, Ann, no matter what, always keep your faith. Always keep your faith. And like my husband always says, always keep your morals, because it just shows about them. And so what I'm saying is I enjoy talking to him, and that's hard to find when you're really going through something. And he'll also tell me, like, Ann, you shouldn't have said that, or you shouldn't have did that, or why did you even open your mouth? Like, or he always tells me I talk too much, because I'm the type of person, I can meet you in a half hour, you'll know everybody I slept with. how many people I slept with, and I'm just talking, you know. And he used to say, Ann, you talk too much, you know, but I always felt like, well, and he used to always say, Ann, not a lot of people think like you. And I didn't understand that either, you know, like loyalty, this, that. And so he's the type of person, if you ask him, he'll tell you. And it doesn't matter if he hurts your feeling, if you get your feelings hurt or not. He'll just say, well, don't ask me. And so I respect that. And I think that's what helps our marriage too, because we're honest. And he makes me better. And I make him better. And does that make sense? So I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it. It was just, I don't know why it was on my mind. I hope you're still here. If you're still here, leave a purple heart. Leave a purple heart down in the comments so that I know you're still here. All right, yeah, because like I said, now we'll start walking. I just felt bad when people say that. Like, I'm talking about not just like, oh, that's so great about you and your husband. I mean, like, when you don't have anybody, and when I see the comments like, I wish I had somebody. Just remember, it's not always perfect. That's all that I'm saying. That's what, you know, that was my point. It's Saturday, and I'm at the park here, and there's a lot of people around. I actually felt good, so I'm walking. I have this, I don't know what you can see. It's a McDowell shirt. Not last year, I think the year before or something, I can't remember. Do you remember the movie? What's that movie called? With Eddie Murphy? I can't think. I'll leave it in the comments. I'll have to ask my husband. Well, in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, I think it was Cherry Hill, they opened up like one of those pop-up restaurants with McDowell's. And it had like all the movie things in there and stuff like that. And I got a free shirt. And you got to eat and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I had that. Anyway, my point is, it was too small for me. And now that I've been losing weight, it fits. So that's good. But anyway, I was walking and I seen this car. And there was about 3 guys in there. And they rolled the window down. They were like in their 20s, I guess. And whistle and say, what's your name? And all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, that made me feel a little good, you know? I remember when I was like 21, I would always get carded, and it used to piss me off. And I'm like, well, how do I look? Or I would get my mom's cigarettes or at the Wawa, and they would always card me. And I would get so mad. And now I never get carded. And I'm like, how come you're not carding me? So it felt good, you know? So I will do a lap up the bridge. I know the park is a lot of people over there with the kids. And then I won't make this vlog too long, because I try to make them like about the 20-minute mark, you know, because I know you don't want to watch that long of a vlog. Oh, there's people fishing. So, and I'm at the same scenery. You know, there's really nothing much new I can show you. So tomorrow, my husband, so today's Saturday, so he had a lot of business stuff to do. So tomorrow, I'm going to turn around because there's people fishing. I think we're going to go somewhere else. I'm not sure. So I could walk. Before I start recording, I did a lot of walking because it takes about 30 minutes to get here. So I did a lot of walking. And let me just tell you, since I'm walking, my legs are sore. So that's a good thing. At least that's working. I think I'm going to turn around because of the sun. Anyway, yeah, so my husband, we're going to go after church. We're going to, it's so funny, family that prays together stays together. I don't know why that came to my mind. We're going somewhere new, something different than we went to yesterday. And so I can do my little walk and talk and just give you different sceneries. And until I get my car. I did go a little bit yesterday, but I just didn't see anything. So we have to kind of go like out of town, like out of the city, you know what I mean, where I live at, and see like what type of, you know what I'm saying. And I keep hearing something. Can you see all this woods there? And I hear something crawling, and it like's freaking me out because I'm scared to death of snakes. So anyway, until I get my car, he told me like on the weekends that he would take me like different places. Like if I wanted to go to Atlantic City, he would drive so I can vlog and show you guys like outside, and then take me to the boardwalk and different things, and I could vlog. So that's a good thing. He was like, if it gets you out of the house and gets you out of the depression, you know, just let me know so I can handle all my business that I have to do and then take the day. And a lot of times he stays in the car to do whatever he has to do. So I thought that was nice, you know. He does love me. But yeah, it took me to be damn near 40. Damn near 40. That was my first marriage. To finally find... I don't know what that noise is. And it's like somebody's crawling on sticks. I don't know if it's a person. Okay, I gotta keep walking because it's scaring me. Not like scaring me like I think somebody's gonna hurt me. Like, what the hell is that? That kind of scare. I just literally lost my whole train of thought because of that. So I don't know what I was talking about, but they must have something going on up there. Remember a couple walking talks ago when I showed you uptown how they have like different things where you can... They have different festivals and music shows, so it must be... I don't know if you can hear the music. I hope this doesn't get copyrighted. So we'll go back to the graffiti wall. I know I tell you guys in like every vlog that I'm so happy that you guys like these walk and talks. I really, really do, because like I said, see, there's that shortness of breath. Hold on. It gets me out of the house, and it's like, okay, well, I gotta film my vlog for my channel. And then it gets me exercising anyway, right? So I'm glad that you guys like them. But anyway, that way we get to go to different places. I could do my walk and talks, and I can show you different things. I want to show you all of New Jersey, you know, that I can. North Jersey, South Jersey. I live in South Jersey. But there's so many beautiful sceneries in Jersey that, you know, a lot of you guys haven't been here. So I would like to show you that instead of just like walking around the same park every single time, which if that's what I had to do, that's what I had to do. But if I can, I'd rather take you traveling with me. And once my heart gets a little bit stronger, maybe I can do hiking and different things and take you with me. I did tell my son about that Frisbee thing, and I was looking into it, and I asked my son, Isaiah, he's my 17-year-old, I'm like, would you ever do that with me, and let's have a competition, and then I could record it? So I'm trying to get him to do that. Let me know down below, would you be interested in that? Because I definitely would do that. You know, it wouldn't be an hour long. I would only record once we find the whole, like the 1, 2, 3, and do it. But let me know if that's something you'd be interested if you want to see me whip my son's ass in a game of Frisbee. Alright guys, I'm going to get off of here because I don't know if that music will be copyrighted. So I'm going to get off here and I'm going to walk home. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. And, yeah. I just wanted to share that story with me and my hubby, and I don't know. Let me know if you like these little short story times. Alright guys, please like this video. It really helps me out. I always tell you, if you do like these walk and talks, if you like what I shared, the message that I shared today, please like this video. Or if not, dislike it. That helps me too. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my story. Do you have any stories to share? Let me know how you met your husband or your wife. Let me know down below, or your girlfriend or boyfriend, because I'm nosy. And yeah, that's everything, guys. Alright, you know what I always say? Stay beautiful. That's how I say it? Stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay healthy, and most importantly, always stay you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. I like that song. Yes, I do. I'm going to go up there and jam with them for a little bit. Yes, I am.